Today, we're going to cut right through all the noise, all the market predictions, the get-rich-quick schemes. Forget all that. Instead, we're going to chart a course that's based on a philosophy that has been building real, durable wealth for almost 100 years. We're going to explore a framework that could fundamentally change the way you think about investing, for good.
Let's be honest, the world of finance can feel overwhelming, right? It's just a flood of hot tips, confusing charts, and wild predictions. Trying to find a clear, rational path through all that, well, it can feel impossible. This explainer is all about introducing a different way. It's an approach that's not rooted in some fleeting trend, but in the solid, proven philosophy of the world's most successful investors. And it all starts right here, with these two incredible books. On the left, you've got Benjamin Graham's masterpiece, The Intelligent Investor. This is basically the Bible of value investing. And then, on the right, we get a peek into how his most famous student, the one and only Warren Buffett, took those principles and ran with them. This isn't just some abstract theory. This is a direct lineage of success.
And just think about the weight of that statement for a second. Warren Buffett himself called The Intelligent Investor the best book on the subject ever written. When literally the most successful investor of our lifetime gives that kind of praise, you know it's a powerful signal to pay very, very close attention.
So here's the crucial point. What we're about to explore is a deep dive into that very philosophy. This isn't about shortcuts. It's not about gambling. We're not trying to build a house of cards here. Think of it more like planting a tree with deep, strong roots, creating a solid foundation for durable, long-term wealth by learning to think and act like a true business owner.
But look, navigating a philosophy this important, it requires more than just a book. It really requires a skilled guide. So let's meet the expert who's going to be at the helm for this journey.
It's such a simple truth, isn't it? Whether you're climbing a mountain or you're learning to invest, the quality of your guide, well, it can be the difference between reaching your goal and just getting completely lost along the way. And here he is. Our guide is Volodymyr Savchuk. And just take a look at these credentials. He has a PhD specifically in risk analysis and management. How critical is that for investing? He's been a professor of strategy and finance, he's published 8 books, and he's consulted for major companies. So he brings both that deep academic knowledge and real-world practical experience to the table. All right, so we've met our guide. Now it's time to understand the rules of the road. It's so important to define what this philosophy is, but maybe even more importantly, what it is not. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Look at that left column. This journey is absolutely not about trying to predict the unpredictable, or chasing the next hot stock, or using little financial tricks. No. Instead, look to the right. This is what we're about. It's about fundamentally understanding what an investment is. It's about drawing a hard line in the sand between that and pure speculation. And it's about building a framework for yourself that can actually survive and maybe even benefit from market chaos. It's all about a huge mindset shift, from a frantic trader to a patient business owner. And you'll notice that the language we use totally reflects that shift. You're not going to hear all that breathless hype. But what you will hear over and over again are the words that form the actual bedrock of intelligent investing: discipline, structure, patience, behavior. And that absolutely crucial concept of margin of safety, which is just a simple way of saying you insist on a buffer between the price you pay and the value you get. Now, these aren't exciting, flashy words, but believe me, they are the words that build real wealth. And that brings us to the core idea. And this is so important. Intelligence in investing isn't about having a genius-level IQ. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about your temperament, your discipline, your emotional control. It is all about behavior. You could be a certified genius and still be a terrible investor if you can't keep your emotions in check. So what does this journey actually look like? Well, any good guide provides a map, right? And this approach is no different. It's a clear, structured itinerary so you always know where you're going. And here is that map. See how it's this comprehensive, logical progression? We start with the core foundations, the why. Then we learn to manage our relationship with the market itself. From there, we build practical skills like how to set up a portfolio and analyze a security. It's only after all that groundwork is laid that we look at specific tools, making sure we are always applying that central principle, the margin of safety, before we tie it all together. It's a path from mindset straight through to execution.
Okay, so you follow this map, you go through the whole journey. Where do you end up? What's the final destination? What are the actual tangible skills you'll walk away with?
Now, this is a key promise, so let's be really clear. The goal here isn't a shot of adrenaline. It's not the thrill of a casino. The goal is to gain durable advantages in how you think, in your process, and in your behavior that will serve you for your entire lifetime of investing, through the good markets and the bad.
And these are the skills that create those advantages. You'll learn how to actually value a business, which gives you the confidence to see wild market swings not as a threat, but as an opportunity. You'll build a disciplined, structured framework for your portfolio. And maybe most importantly, you'll develop the emotional self-control to act rationally when everyone else is being driven by fear or greed.
And what's just as important as the skills you gain are the mistakes you'll finally learn to avoid. These are the classic wealth-destroying traps. Thinking that constant trading is smart, getting sucked into speculative stories, believing you can time the market, or building a fragile portfolio that just shatters in a crisis. This journey is designed to be an inoculation against all these common errors.
So, we end with a question. And really, it's one for you to think about. After seeing the path, the philosophy, and the destination, the real question becomes a personal one. Are you ready to leave all the noise and chaos of speculation behind and begin the disciplined, rational, and ultimately far more rewarding journey of a true investor?